Alright. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the CCLP5 submission thingamajig. That should be a level title, thingamajig. This is Meteor Gorge, which is a level, and I think this is what starts the non-Ultimate Chip 6 level layouts from trading places of my half, because there are only 60 levels from trading, or not trading places, 60 levels from UC6, and I needed 75 for my half, so I took 3 from each of Ultimate Chip 1 through 5, and some were actually duplicates from past UC sets that I wasn't aware of, but they counted as what I took them from. And this one is one of the Ultimate Chip 1 layouts I took, which was, I think, called Can I Have a Clone? And what I liked about this template was it was nicely sized. It allowed for an outer aesthetic, which in this case is this socket and pop-up wall layout, and it made for a pretty fun variety level. All these blocks are holding down the trap ends. Okay, so it's just a matter of figuring out how to arrange these, which is fairly easy. Yeah, it's like this. Not a hard section. I mean, it's tricky, but it's also Yaskable, and I think JB actually used Yask to solve that. And I think, on top of that, I think he still messed it up even with Yask, which surprised me. Okay, so this section was a little broken that I fixed. So let's get this block in place right there. So I made that yellow key visible because it used to be under the block. Okay, so now we just have to get this like that. And then collect the green key, go through here, and then get this out. This section kind of was a little tricky to make work, but I made it work, and it works pretty well. Now onto this next section, which I think is a cool idea. I think this is a really cool concept. And it's been done before, but it has a second purpose in that you have to actually save some blocks for when you actually get fire boots, which is pretty cool. Okay. And you only need to save 5. I think you can save up to 7, but only 5 are needed. Alright, obligatory blue wall section. Make some space so we can collect this real fast. All right, so we kind of there's really no time to waste with this. Like, you have just enough running space to get back here. I realize that's a little mean to put at the end of the level, and I think that was stated in JB's video. But it was either that or the Sokoban, and I think I felt like the Sokoban was a lot more justified to be the first thing, one of the first things in the level instead of one of the last. Considering how much trouble he had with the Sokoban. I feel like that's even more of a stronger case. Okay, so now we just go outside here, and there's some teeth you have to watch out for, because there's some of them that are on a pop-up wall, or on a trap button that we had held down earlier. Like that one. But it's just a nice lap around the exit, which is always fun when levels like this include those. And that would be Meteor Gorge completed. Alright, Fragmented Lamina. I think the title came from VT. And this one uses honeycomb. Honeycomb from Ultimate Chip 3, I think. And this was kind of inspired by Suburban Legend a little bit. A little bit, not terribly so. But it has this, the striking similarities. Okay, let's see here. Have a red key. Oh, I used the block too soon. Okay, so let's go through here now. I think I want to get that. Yeah, the way this level comes together is actually pretty cool. Okay, so we don't want to collect that yet. Get that key. And that key right there is a red herring. And we can just simply collect this and exit. That's Fragmented Lamina. Very easy level. I think that was like level 4 of Trading Places. Alright. Mercule. Mercule. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think that's also a VT title. He kind of helped me name some of the last levels I made for Trading Places. Okay, how do I do this again? I think... Oh man, I don't remember how to do this. I think you just do that. Yeah, I think that's all you do. A simple little block extraction puzzle. I guess you can call it a Sokoban, but not really. Okay, so here, let's actually go through this way. All red buttons in the room below connect to this tank clone machine. So you just have to time it when it's closed. And the best part about that concept is that was actually used several times in trading places, or multiple times. In this cool section, you have to use every pop-up wall. That's always satisfying when you have a level that can use all the pop-up walls in a section like that. Okay. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's get the... There we go. That didn't take too long. Okay, so here we have this section, and you have to be careful which boots to collect. But it's fairly obvious which ones you have to leave behind. Once you make the path, you have to leave those two behind. Like so. I'll collect one now. And then we just wait for this blob to go on its way to its demise. Alright, now we just go back through the teleport that way and exit. That is Mercurial. I can't pronounce English. As you can tell, I'm not an English speaker. Okay, warehouse in Chernobyl. All chips are under blocks. Pushing them on random forest floors is not required nor recommended. So you can do it, but it's not advised to. Made very careful sure to not make these required. And this is more or less like an experimentation concept, and thus uses a very experimental wall template that is a glider hideaway from Ultimate Chip 4, I think. Because I needed a pretty wacky wall template to make this work. Okay. Come on. And even the blocks you can't push, even those have chips under them. So literally every block has a chip under it. It's not just the ones you have to push. Okay, so I left this untimed for obvious reasons. Can you imagine something like this being timed? I feel like everyone who optimizes would yell at me if I did that.
Bummer.
Oh. Okay, that's my fault. I didn't mean to do that. It registered an extra press when I didn't intend on it. Okay. So one thing I did in between the last... I boosted. One thing I did between this video and the last video was... it only took a couple minutes. Was...
Bummer.
Damn it. I'm not anticipating a boost off the force floor. There we go. I looked at the submission set in the editor just to see what is coming up in this one, and there's really only 2 tough levels that are coming up fairly soon. and neither of them have been played on the Let's Play yet. At least as I'm recording this, they haven't been. Oh, I think I missed that earlier. So I would have been on a wild goose chase finding the last chip if I didn't die the way I did. Okay, let's do it that way. I don't know why I did it the way I did it earlier. Okay, 2 more chips, and one of them's right here. The other one's right there. Now we use this to get to the exit. And that is a warehouse in Chernobyl. Honestly, I probably should not have submitted this one. I feel like this didn't need to be submitted. But it's interesting and different enough that I felt like it deserved to at least have a chance in voting, if that makes sense. If it gets into voting, it might not even get that far. I don't know. I really don't know how the culling phase is going to be handled. When it comes to like the designers who didn't provide TWS files, like I don't know if we're going to play those levels and find out if they're solvable ourselves, or I don't know how that's going to work. So we'll just have to see. All right, Motostoke Stadium. So this is the walls of, I think, called Monsters, Inc., which originates from Ultimate Chip 2, I believe. Ultimate Chip 2 had the weirdest wall layouts, I think. I mean, Ultimate Chip 1 was pretty awkward, but I kind of expected that in a lot of ways. And I guess I should have expected it with Ultimate Chip 2 as well, but I didn't. Okay, so this is just an avalanche room, which actually works really well for the space. I like it. Okay, so this is an invisible block pushing room. So I think it was Drill Man, if he's even going by Drill Man anymore. I don't know. So throughout this Let's Play, he's been messaging me on Discord, like his thoughts and stuff, and personal ratings on the levels I play in this, which is, I think that's fine. I don't see anything inherently wrong with it, but one thing he said to me fairly recently was he made the claim that I like invisible wall Sokobans or block guiding sections, and no, he said he used the term love, like I love those Sokobans, and that's not the case. I like it when concepts like apply a new spin on things. Like block pushing, for example. Block pushing through an invisible wall section is pretty daunting, but if you can do it right, it could be really interesting. And I like the challenge of making it interesting. Thus is why I use it a little bit more often than the average designer. I'm smarter than the average level designer. That is not true in any capacity. Don't listen to me. Okay, so then we have this last room, which you can just block these balls off and make it easier on yourself. All right, there we go. Well, I was not smarter than the average player in that decision. I should not have done that. Well, you win some, you lose some. What can you do? Alright, so as a whole, all this level does, it's just a non-linear level that has different sections with different ways of using blocks. Or different block concepts. Or concepts revolving blocks. I don't know, you see the gist of it. Okay, let's do this room next. This one I think is the hardest room because it's pretty precise with the timing of it. Okay, so before we block the balls off, let's blow that up first, and then we can do this. There we go. I wasn't even paying attention to that bomb. I don't know why, but I just wasn't paying attention to it. Anyway, the level title of this is a reference to one of the cities in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think it's literally just called Motostoke. And the gyms in that game are basically these massive stadiums. And that's kind of where this title came from. Okay, now we just have the avalanche room, which is fairly simple. Push that there first. There we go. So, all in all, this is a fairly cool level. I liked all the rooms in this. They're distinct, they're fun. You can do them in any order without any repercussions. None of the sections are reliant on one another. And all this stuff just has goodies under them. Except that. You lose what you collect. Oh well. But that's Motostoke Stadium. The slaughterhouse is open for business. Ah, yes, this level. This was an interesting challenge to make. So this uses the walls of Amorphous from Ultimate Chip 5. And it just happened to work well with what I wanted to do with it. Like, this concept is honestly really cool. Probably could have executed some of the sections a little better, but the premise is basically the same. Okay. All right. I don't know what's going on, but there's noises coming from the other end of my room. I think one of my cats is getting into something. You got this massive string of teeth right there for the exit, which is fun. It's a fun thing to implement in levels. Okay. Now we can go through here. You don't have to blow this up, but you can. And that allows you to exit on the outside. So my biggest concern with this one was the amount of backtracking you have to do, but it honestly doesn't feel like a lot. Because the amount of paths that open up are pretty reasonable. Alright, so we just let this do its thing. Alright, that is the slaughterhouse is open for business, which now I think it's closed because all the slaughtering is done. Okay, flashover. So this is the one, or one of the levels that will probably take a while because it's fairly long. So this is another Ultimate Chip 2 layout, and this one uses, I think, a level called Savior. Which was a weird one to choose, but it looked interesting, and I used it the best I could. Okay, so this one, what you have to do is you have to catch it right here so it doesn't loop. And then you use this right here. Okay, so now I have this block right here. So all these floors are invisible walls. You can't go on them. Okay, for some reason I thought you needed this block for right here, but obviously that's not going to be the case, so. Alright. So, funny story, I have yet to witness it in the Let's Play, but I think the literal next episode of the Let's Play of Trading Places will showcase this. But JB actually did not know how to solve this one. Like, I actually stumped the man himself. That's such a good, like, that's a weirdly good feeling to have. Like, like, a part of me feels like, wow, the level was that evil. But at the same time, it's like, most of the levels I make, a lot of people can solve fairly fast. And that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing, but others might not agree so easily. And I think this stumped a couple other people as well. So let's see here. I think this one's, yeah, this one is fine. So let's get you back up there. And I think what was being asked about was something about this right here. But we'll get to that here in a minute. Okay, it's just a matter of putting it right here. Collecting those. So I think the term flashover, based off my understanding, it's like a really intense wildfire. At least that's what I think it is. Okay, so let's set this up first. So the fireball needs to blow the bomb up above me right here. In order to do that, we have to put a block right here. So here's what you have to do. What you have to do is you have to free this fireball and leave the block right here. And you free the fireball. You come right here, and once the fireball goes right here and it bounces off the block, you push it down to catch it, and it bounces right there and it goes up, and the block goes right there. That's what you have to do. And that's what stumped JB. And I'm quite surprised because I feel like this is something he would have included, but yeah, that's what you have to do. And then you use this block right here. And that right there. Okay, so I think the next step is to get that held down. So let's go ahead and head up there. Let's see. Okay, so this section is a little confusing, but I think doable. So I think you have to do it like this. And I think you have to save a block out of this. Yeah, you have to blow that up. So I think it's a matter of just doing something like this. And taking another trip around and doing that. Okay, not too bad. And you can just waste that. It doesn't need to stay. Okay, so this section is a little tricky, but you just have to go around like that. And then you just free everything else. You can't go through that. That water tile is there because in case you spam clone at the start, any excess fireballs will just go into that water tile. All red buttons here are dangerous to touch. Okay. I think this idea also stemmed from another Ultimate another Ultimate Chip 2 level. I was saying Chip and 2 at the same time. I think it came from I'm Fired Up Bob, I think that's what it was called. Okay, so that I think is flashover. So let's see what do I have to do next? Oh, go down here. Get those. And I can exit. That is flashover completed. I think that's a really solid CCLP5 choice. It's pretty difficult. It's fairly lengthy. That trick with that right fireball in the trap at the start, I think is really clever. Maybe a little too clever for its own good, but I love it. And I take a little bit too much pride in that stumping JB, but hey, I stumped them. So, who is the winner? All right, Crypto Locker. There are 23 obtainable keys, all of which are required. Oh yes, this level. The level that a lot of people have referenced, which this was actually inspired by one of the levels in CC2LP1 voting. I think it was called something Trash Can. It was some chipster level. So I was like, you know, that's a really cool idea for a puzzle. Well, not a puzzle, but like a dodging element and finding what keys to collect. I made it untimed because it can be pretty hard to read. Okay, my cat is going completely nuts for some reason.
Bummer.
And that's what happens when I get distracted by a cat that's running around for no reason at a rampant pace.
Bummer.
Oh. Okay, just be careful. This should be the very... There shouldn't be any more extremely tough levels after this one. I think the rest of the set after this level is has fairly simple levels. I know the Trading Places content is almost done. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I do not know what is up with my cat right now. She normally never acts like this. And I'm kind of afraid she's gonna get my other cat's anxiety triggered by how she's acting.
Bummer.
That timing is what always gets me. So let's just go straight down there. Let's not even bother with these keys. Let's just go straight down there. I really wish OBS had a pause option because I don't want to splice videos together again. I did that earlier today, and apparently Windows Movie Maker arranged the order of the clips in the wrong order. And I ended up uploading that, and it was incorrect. So that was embarrassing. Okay. I think the hardest part about this is just finding the safe spots. It's not so much about the key, what keys you can't collect. It's
Bummer.
that spot I should not have died in.
Bummer.
Actually, I think that was a case of the keyboard not
Bummer.
responding. And that was me just being a dummy. A dumbass, as the old Skype trend once was before. Man, I have to be honest, I kind of miss the Skype days. That was a simpler time back then. Now it's just... it's kind of gotten stale at this point. Like, there's so many, like, arbitrary memes that are created in the Discord that I can't be bothered to even understand them at this point. And when I do understand them, I feel like I'm shunned out of understanding them. Like, oh yeah, you get the joke, but now the joke is over. It's like one of those instances.
Bummer.
Dude, you're... like, I anticipate it to move,
Bummer.
and it doesn't move.
Bummer.
Why is that not working now? Okay. Come on, Joshy. Let's get this
Bummer.
keyboard stopped.
Bummer.
Once again. I wish I knew more about the tile world coding to find out what really could be causing that nonsense. Okay, let's just get that one. There. All right, so that should be the entire bottom section completely done. Okay, that can be collected. Let's go back down here because I missed a key. There we go. So neither of these can be collected, nor can that one. This one can. Okay, that cat is now eating her food. Maybe she was just acting all hyper and then she realized she had food to calm herself down. Okay. Oh, I think I actually have to keep going up. Okay, I can get that one. Okay, these are fine. Okay, it's just I think it's just that one left and the one at the start, or by the start. Okay, so there's that one done. Okay, now we just gotta get through that. Alright, I think that's all of them. Of course it's not. Oh, this is the part where I die somewhere. Which key did I not get that I could get? It's none of these. Is it one of the bottom ones? No, that one
Bummer.
can't be. I see. I told you. I told you. You called me. You can call it a jinx all you want. No, I knew, because that's the type of thing that happens in a level like this. Is you need one more key and you go back to try to find it and you can't find it, or you don't even get the chance to find it and then you die. That's the worst. That's one of the worst things in levels. But I made it, so I can't. I can only blame myself. It wasn't. No, it wasn't any of that. Yeah, I don't know what key I missed. It wasn't either of those ones. Maybe it was that. Maybe it was one of those ones I missed.
Bummer.
No, I don't want to skip the level. Thank you. I want to get this. I want to get the trading places stuff done in this video, but I don't think that's going to happen. I knew one of either this or flashover was going to get me, and I had a strong feeling it was going to be this one. Because it involves monster patterns, which can hurt my eyes after a while if I'm stuck on it for too long.
Bummer.
I'm not even going to bother saying it at this point. It does no good to mention the keyboard at this point. Okay, so I think that's 3 keys. Let's keep count of them. It's 4. 5. I think this one you can collect.
Bummer.
No, I think you can. I think I just messed the timing up. Let me go back there. Where is that at? Yeah, I am pretty sure you can. I am pretty sure you can collect that. I think you just have to do a really particular motion through this.
Bummer.
And that's not the motion. Oh man, this level. And I can hear my other cat growling because her anxiety is now triggered because of the other cat. And there's nothing I
Bummer.
can do about that, for the record. I mean, I can't take my cat to the vet even if I wanted to, because she's just she's such a particular cat, and if anyone goes near her, she will, like, other than me and maybe my brother, anyone else that goes near her, just
Bummer.
just goes she just goes completely ballistic on them.
Bummer.
Like right now, the cat that was hyper and running around all over the place, she's just sitting in one spot, not doing anything, and my other cat that's growling at the moment, she's just sitting herself on another spot in the room. And this has gone on for several months now. Like I'm honestly used to it. I don't like it, but I'm used to it. I just want to solve this so I can get her calmed down, because I don't like it when she gets like this. Because honestly, a lot of it is just not necessary on her part. Like, she can be a better cat if she wanted to, but she just doesn't want to. And that's kind of what it comes down to. Oh, I think you have to collect it like this.
Bummer.
Yeah, that's how you get it. That's how you get it. Okay. Okay, I actually want to get that first, because I think that's the hardest key to get. Definitely been the one I've had the most trouble with. Boom, boom, boom. There you go.
Bummer.
And it's not how you get out, though. Come on, Crypto Locker. Okay. Sorry I'm being quiet. I think I have to at this point. Okay. So I got the hardest key. And it's just a matter of getting through the rest of it. Okay. Please don't mess this timing up. Okay, I think that's all of them. Yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Crypto Locker done. All right. So with that being all done, I think that's every difficult level completed in my submission set. I think from this point on, every level is either easy or straightforward or a variety level. So I'm going to end it off right here. And this should be maybe another 2 videos max. So I'm going to try to get those out right now and just get this done and over with. So thanks for watching and tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. I need to go see about these ridiculous cats of mine and see what I can do for them. And then I will try to finish this up tonight. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed, and catch you next time. I can't talk anymore.